Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the Jasu stream for May the 2nd. It is Thursday today. And yeah, today we're going to do something a little bit different. This will be another kind of showcase stream where I just kind of show off, just for a little bit, a whole bunch of retro games that, I don't know, are kind of part of my history or my gaming upbringing, as it were. Kind of similar to last time, this is going to be a bunch of Japanese games that I played back when I was first kind of getting into the emulation scene and just playing all of the stuff out there that was available that I didn't have access to before. So yeah, we're doing a bunch of import games, and the theme of this particular stream here is puzzle games in particular. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch of games that I'm going to show off for you guys, and then depending on how quickly we get through that, we might do some Azure Dreams or Battle for Westnoth or something like that once we're done here. Although this is a lot of games to get through I'm looking at here, so yeah, so actually the first game I'm going to show off is one that you've seen me play here on the channel before to kind of illustrate what I'm talking about when I say puzzle games. So thank you, Maze Whale, for, yeah, asking that stupid question there, or making that stupid statement. So yeah, we're going to start off on the Super Nintendo here. And, oh, you know what? I don't have RetroArch loaded up. Okay, so we're going to make a brief return to Panel de Pon, just to show off the distinction between action puzzle games and real puzzle games. And yeah, we'll go from there with some actual fun, interesting stuff. Hey there, RetroArch. You're kind of crowding into my personal space here. I think that'll fix itself once we load up the game. So, heading down to... Oh, that's great. Panel de Pon doesn't show up on here. That's fine. Yeah, there's some weird stuff with the load, like the loading games feature in RetroArch. It seems to overlook a lot of stuff, but I've certainly got it in my recently played games somewhere. Right? Right? Yeah, there we go. So... There we go, that's much better. I'm not crowding into the game window or anything. Okay. Though we do have a little bit of a black bar going on here. So, this is Panel de Pon. Not a puzzle game. Not at all among the sorts of games that I'm intending to show off here today, but it does have an extra mode in it that serves as a useful tool for showing off the kind of distinction I want to draw here between action puzzle games and proper puzzle games, and that's the game crashed. Fantastic. We're off to a great start here. Let's try it again. Okay, get it resized correctly. Get that moving over just a little bit. Is this right? We just want to shift that over a bit, I guess, just to center it. Okay, so Panel de Pon, not a puzzle game. This is what most people think of when they think of puzzle games, but it's not really what I'd refer to as a proper puzzle game. The thing is that, so yeah, you go to the main... No, I entirely agree with you. There is no puzzle solving per se in Panel de Pon, or games of its ilk, or Tetris, or those types of games. Those types of falling block games or clear or block clearing games are not really puzzle games. Like, what's the puzzle here? Like, looking at this stack of rising blocks here, what is the solution to this puzzle? The solution is to flip panels and make matches until you die and the thing goes over. Yeah, no puzzle to speak of here, no solution, but there is a puzzle mode in this game that has the sorts of puzzles that I'm talking about. I believe that's this guy here. And so there is within Tetris Attack and Panel de Pon a puzzle mode that actually is the type of thing that I'm talking about when I say puzzle games, where you've got a puzzle and there's a solution. We have one flip, to make all these blocks disappear. How are we going to do that? This is particularly what I would call an abstract puzzle game, where there's like no story or no theme to it really. It's just manipulating blocks or panels or whatever you have. The manipulations and the basic rules are clear to you. There's no mystery as far as, oh, what interacts with what. It's not adventure game style puzzles where you're trying to rub objects against each other to see what interactions come out of them and try to solve kind of real-world practical puzzles. These are abstract puzzles where you've got a rule set and you're trying to use those rules to manipulate the board to achieve some type of solution state. So yeah, this starts out really simple. It's actually a pretty decent tutorial or just kind of a demonstration of the different ways you can match up panels in this game too. It'll actually help you with your chains and combos, I think, if you play enough of this mode. It starts out really easy here, but it gets actually super complicated later on. I wish that I had a proper save file for this mode so I could show off some of the later modes here, but this is not an especially interesting puzzle game, even the puzzle game part of it. It's certainly not among my favorites. It doesn't have that extra bit of pizzazz to it. It's pretty basic. I think most of the fun in Panel de Pon is actually in the regular, and Tetris Attack and all of those is in the regular block clearing mode where you got the infinitely rising stack. Just because I got that OCD, we're just gonna play to the end of the stage here, which will be 110, and then we'll move on to some actual badass, awesome puzzle games that you guys are less likely to be familiar with. And actually the first one is kind of going to be in keeping with the theme of action puzzle games that have a proper puzzle mode in them, only in this case the puzzle mode is actually its own separate game. Like, you can imagine if they just spun off this mode in Tetris Attack and made it into its own game with hundreds of puzzles and maybe an overworld and gave it kind of an RPG-esque structure to it. You would end up with the type of game that I'm going to be playing next here. Yatta! You know what? I'm going to clear one puzzle in this stage just because I'm curious what she says. And you can see it's not, I don't know, it's still pretty obvious what the solution is here, but it's a little bit tricky. I think it really takes until around, okay, we're Pion here, that's fine. We're going to be hearing a lot of Pion later on in the stream as well. Anyways, we've got a lot of games to get through, so we're going to leave it at that for Panel de Pon. So that's Panel de Pon. And the other action puzzle game that has its own separate game that for proper puzzles is Super Nazo Puyo here. This is a spin-off of the Puyo Puyo series, which is another action puzzle series in the vein of Tetris-style falling blocks. In this case, it's falling blobs where you're trying to match 4 together to make them explode and make chains and send garbage to your opponent. It's one of those types of games. I used to really like Puyo Puyo, but it's really difficult to learn. I think it's one of the toughest puzzle games out there to just like play at a basic level where you can actually survive and be competent at it and clear the basic game. This is not really the same type of game though. This is essentially the puzzle mode of Puyo Puyo. There's a little bit of difficulty navigating the menus here, but there's basically 2 story modes that are the main feature of this here. I think there's some kind. I've never actually looked up. I don't think this game has ever got, or any of the games I'm playing tonight actually, have ever gotten English translations, even among ROM hacking communities. Thankfully, though, we're talking about abstract puzzle games here, so it's pretty easy to just figure out what's going on. There's no text-heavy aspect here. There actually is kind of in this game. Because there's a story mode. The way it's, even though it's a puzzle game, it's structured kind of like an RPG, which I actually find really appealing. I like just the RPG style presentation here, even though it's not an RPG, as we'll see in a moment here. I've always been kind of interested in the whole Puyo Puyo world, too. You can see there's like a standard set of characters. We got Arl and Rulu here. Who are kind of, I guess, rivals in the main Puyo Puyo games. I've never actually played an English language version. I know that the first 2 Puyo Puyo games, Puyo Puyo 1 and 2, weirdly enough, actually do have ROM hack English translations that you can get, but I've never actually bothered to play them because they're not really necessary. But yeah, if you've played the Puyo Puyo games, you'll recognize a lot of these characters as opponents from those games. We got whatever this guy was, Papaya Man or something. Okay, so this is the way the game works. You've got a fixed set of blobs that the game will rain down for you, and you've got your puzzle, which is the bottom box there. I don't actually know what the other boxes mean. Or the portrait there is your health. You actually have a fixed number of tries at each puzzle before you get a game over, and you have to retry it. It's not really very significant, the game overs in this game, but yeah. I also don't know what those lights lighting up means. I think once you get all of them lit up, you get like extra health or something. But yeah, the important boxes are the one at the top that tells you what order the Puyos are coming up, the face portrait to tell you how healthy you are, and then the puzzle box at the bottom, which tells you what your objective is. Now, it's in Japanese, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist or a Japanologist to figure out what the puzzles are here. Oh, we got yatta again here. I feel like we're going to be hearing a lot of that in these kind of cutesy Japanese puzzle games tonight. Oh, here we got a trickier one here. So now you can see, so puzzle 12, generally the picture of the Puyo you see in the puzzle panel is a clue. So here we want to clear 12 garbage Puyos, and there's only really one obvious way to do that. And this one, clear 3 garbage Puyos, but there's only... Okay, I don't know what they want from us here, but I think it's just clear all of the garbage Puyos? I don't know, or do they want a 3-chain? Cool, yatta, we did it. Some of them are pretty... Okay, clear 44 Puyos total, either including or not including garbage. I believe that's what it's telling us there. Oh, and sure enough, yeah, status tells you, like, what you've... Yeah, the status box tells you what you have accomplished currently. So there you saw we cleared 44, and that was the solution. And again, it starts off really basic here. And again, even though it's kind of got an RPG structure, it's not that hard to navigate. You basically just go from one area to the next, and you'll have a bunch of guys standing around. You challenge them all to Nazo Puyo puzzles, and then you move on to the next area. Pretty basic, not really any Japanese knowledge required here. Okay, I think it's, yeah, so that's going to be clear 8, not including garbage Puyos. That's what that says at the bottom there. Here they want us to make a 2-chain. This is one of the tricky things. You wouldn't normally have to deal with stuff like this in a regular Puyo Puyo game, but sometimes you'll have blocks suspended in the air and they'll fall down after you place your first one. So as a puzzle game, this might actually be my least favorite of the games I'm going to be playing today, although I still like it quite a bit, and most of that just comes down to the presentation. I find it adorable. It kind of makes me wish that there were a proper JRPG with, featuring all the Puyo Puyo characters, which there actually is, by the way. That's the Mado Monogatari series. It's kind of not exactly Puyo Puyo, it's like kind of a different time frame, or a different place on the timeline, where Arl is like in magic school or something. So here you'll see kind of a different thing here. So we can clear the yellows, but there's no way to clear the reds, but clearly you can see, based on the puzzle objective, we only need to clear the yellows. So sometimes they'll let you get away with not clearing certain things from the field here. I think what we'll do is we'll just play each of these puzzle games until the point where it gets hard enough that we'll play until I get bored, or until it gets difficult enough that I start getting stuck on puzzles. Here we got a boss fight against Draco Centauros, who is just my favorite Puyo Puyo character, just from a visual perspective. You get to play as her in Puyo Puyo's Sun as well, and she wears a swimsuit and gets a tan, and that's super cute as well. I've been thinking of trying to find an animation of her. Oh, this is actually kind of tricky. I believe this is clear everything is the objective here. I think I'm just going to do the obvious thing here. Like, it's gotta be the obvious thing, right? Yeah. And so that puzzle objective at the bottom there, I believe, says clear everything except for black faces and rocks, which are unclearable. Once again, there's really only one solution here. Not including rocks and black faces, but still including the garbage Puyos, apparently. Anyways, I've been thinking of trying to find a nice, cute little animation of Draco Centauros to use as one of my new follower or new sub animations. Right now, I'm kind of doubling up on a bunch of them. I've got the same animation for followers as for raid and host. I've got the same animation for subs as resubs and for both kinds of donations. Oh yeah, I was gonna put that Streamlabs donation link down below. I got the whole Streamlabs donation page set up, but I haven't actually put the info box below the stream to Oh. So I believe this is clear 9. Shit, I should have planned this out. Whatever, we can afford to fail. I'm guessing it's probably going to involve this. So we can't go like that anymore. I think we want to go like this. Like this. Oh, this is fucked. Oh, I hate how it takes away... Okay, so we got 2 placements to clear 9 Puyos. So the game's giving us 10, so we don't need to clear that one over on the far left there. Although I think maybe we need to. Okay, this got hard all of a sudden. No, it didn't. I've got it. There we go. Easy. It's easy. But yeah, just on the... So yeah, in terms of gameplay, this might be my least favorite of the puzzle games tonight, although I still really like it. It's still fun to play. Like, all of these games are games that I love, so it's the worst on this list is still an excellent game. But in terms of just aesthetic appeal, I think this might actually be my favorite, just in terms of being the best looking and sounding game. Oh, our objective there was to get a 2-chain, by the way. Now we gotta clear... Ooh! So this one might require a bit of setup. So the tricky thing here... So this will all chain by itself if we hit those... The problem is if we pop those green ones, then we got the green ones at the bottom that we still need to hit. So we need to pop these green ones, drop a blue one down onto it, and then have a green one above that. So it's gonna be... I wish it would darken the screen like this, and that it would give me some time to plan my moves. So, okay. This just seems like a no-brainer. We've got to do that. Gotta do that. And like that. And like this. Oh, those blues aren't gonna go away. And also, we didn't even pop the thing anyways. Oof. Okay, so we need to use every Puyo we have at our disposal here. Let's count them. That's usually a good starting place, is to count the ones you've got. So we need to make 2 groups of 4 of the blues. So all of the blues that we make need to... In fact, and with that, I think I see it. Or do I? Oh, and incidentally, this is not like blind play streams or whatever. I have the backseating allowed tag down there below the stream. So yeah, I've played all these games before, so I don't mind about puzzle spoilers. You can solve along with me if you like. So yeah, feel free to shout out a solution in chat if you have one. The main thing we're doing here today is showing off these different games and not trying to show off how clever we are at solving them. Okay, so that seems alright. Then we want a blue on top of that. Oh, we need to distribute the greens evenly, though. Or do we? 2, 3... I think I fucked it up. We'll see. No! Shit! I wanted to do the blue one. Fuck. I ruined it. Same bullshit. I think I had the solution there. I just fucked up the execution. That's kind of the reason why I don't like this one as quite as much as my other puzzle games I'm going to be playing today. It's still a little bit fiddly. You'll have some weird puzzles where the puzzle will be to like manipulate Puyo Puyo physics and the controls to like rotate your falling blocks to navigate through a maze and that kind of stuff. And I'm not really a fan of those types of puzzles. Damn it, I had it last time and now I've fucked it up. Also, it's not letting me rotate here. Oh, actually, this might do it. Yeah, we didn't even need to set up a big stupid chain. Oh, yes, we did. So even if I get this proper, even if I set this up the way I want it, it's still not gonna work. Okay, I think this was the way it started. We want a blue. Okay, so we want a blue on top of there, and then we want to explode the blues. Oh no, I fucked it up. Now there's no greens left. I need a green on top of the blue. So very quickly you will start to see Arl. Yeah, she's getting a little bit concerned here all of a sudden. She's no longer the smiling little girl that she was before. This is just embarrassing. This means we should probably move on to the next game. No, that was the wrong order. Yeah, I'm really bad at planning these things out, it turns out. Also, this must have like Puyo Puyo 1 physics or something. I swear that the later Puyo games would have let me get away with that. Now she's really concerned. Or actually, I guess one thing you can do actually is you can give up. Oh, they actually let you skip ahead. Oh yeah, I forgot about that feature. You can just skip a puzzle if it's too hard for you. Apparently this one's too hard. Also, I didn't even look at the solution there. The solution you're supposed to do there is to get a 4 chain. Anyways, thankfully you can like back out and try another one if you get stuck on one. So it's because of the way the game is structured, you always have multiple puzzles you can be working on at a given time. What? I mean, there's only one way to get this started, right? Yatta. Oh, and incidentally, I guess that was a little tutorial for Puyo Puyo mechanics there. Yeah, if a block is above the top of the screen, it will not get included. Oh, and that was our tutorial for this one. We need to make a 2 chain here. That just means we can do it like this. And yeah, just like that. That's actually really clever. I like that. So here they want us to clear everything. So that it seems easy enough, but the tricky thing will be making sure that we don't have anything left over at the end. We'll start things off with the obvious solution and see where we go from there. And sure enough, I think that does it. Yeah, that was a lot easier than the Harpy stage. Actually, I also might want to limit my time spent in this game here. I actually don't recognize this character. Again, I don't really see the logic of this one, but Oh, which way do we rotate it, though? I think I fucked that up. Well, we'll see if this worked. That's not gonna work. Okay, we actually need to think this over. I think we actually want the... It's just so much to keep track of in your head. I feel like trial and error is the best way to go about these most of the time. That was stupid. Why did I do that? I forgot that the blue one would be in the bottom right, blocking my way there. Oh, you know what? I think I've got it. We just do the same thing, but the other way. There we go. This should do it. Oh, right. That doesn't explode it. Shit. I'm bad at this. Okay, this should be easy. We've only got 2 placements to make. So we got 2 placements to make. Oh, you know what? I think we just complete the pattern. Yeah, you can see how they're in kind of a diagonal pattern here. So we got blues, greens, yellows, reds, and then we just complete the diagonal zigzags. So if we do it... Fuck me. I'm running out of ideas here. Group them together. This was the first thing that I tried, wasn't it? Although I think that's actually the solution. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot to keep straight in your head, just in terms of the interactions between the Puyos when you let her rip. What are they asking of me here? Shit, I'm not sure I understand what the puzzle... what the puzzle requirement is. A 2-chain? I think it's a 2-chain. 2-chain's really easy to set up here, though. Okay, what if we just do something like this? Huh. So it's not a chain. Like, I don't see any way that we could possibly clear everything here. Clear all but 2 Puyos, right? Maybe? Because if we do something like this... then that'll leave just the purples remaining. Okay, I don't know what they want from us here. And I think we're about to get a game over after this one. Actually, part of the fun I find with a lot of these Japanese puzzle games is... because, you know, I don't have a manual or anything, and even if I did, it would be in Japanese. Part of the fun is trying to figure out what the rules are at first. And also, you can see that something pops up whenever I make a clear. So, like, whenever I clear something, you can see like this. It shows up 1, and then that's the same symbol that it shows in the puzzle thing. Oh, maybe it's clear 2 colors simultaneously. Maybe it's clear 2 colors with 1 drop. I betcha that's it, not including garbage. Now here's the big question. Are they going to make us redo that other guy that we cleared? Yeah, all of our guys we cleared stay cleared, so game over doesn't really hurt you at all. Anyways, the next game, we're going to move on to the next game here, just because it's very similar to this one. It is, in fact, the sequel to Super Nazo Puyo, and that is Super Nazo Puyo Tsuu. Actually, before we do that, maybe I'll reset this one, and we'll check out some of the other gameplay modes here. So at your most basic, you've actually got 2 story modes to play through here. Arl is kind of the easy one, and then you can move on to Rulu here, which is kind of the more challenging half of the game. She's actually a villain in the main Puyo Puyo series. I think her gimmick is that she's in love with the main villain of the whole Puyo Puyo franchise, Satan. I don't know what her relationship is to Arl, but, you know, she likes Satan. I know that much. Actually, I think Satan has a crush on Arl. I think that's maybe it's like a love triangle type thing. We get different music here, too. So it's not exactly difficult just yet, but you can see how it starts out at least a little bit tougher than Arl mode. Also, she said she actually has her own Yatta voice, which is adorable. Here we go. Here we go. This is the kind of stuff I was talking about that I don't like in this game. Oops, there we go. This one's actually pretty basic. Oh yeah, Puyo Puyo franchise is hardcore. Yeah, her yata isn't great, but her oh ho 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 is spectacular, so it's kind of a wash in my opinion. Also, I like her puzzle music better than Arl's. So this one is clear everything. Also, the border is a bit more fancy now, too. You can see the border around the whole puzzle screen. It doesn't say Super Nazo Puyo anymore. How am I supposed to know what game I'm playing? Used to have Super Nazo Puyo printed all over the screen border, and now it's just like a bunch of... What game even is this? We're playing the Golden Purple Angel game now. Anyways, Rulu's story is more of the same. There's also a couple endless modes. First up, I believe this one here. Oh, yeah, I think this is endless mode. Oh no, this is just a series of puzzles. So this mode kind of just strips away the whole RPG veneer, and just has you doing one puzzle after the next. So their objective was 5-chain, and there's our 5-chain. I don't know how many puzzles there are in this mode, but is this gonna work? I don't know what I'm doing. Whatever, I think we're gonna fail this one. Oh no, we're good. Oh no, we're not. We needed a 4-chain there. Anyways, I'm terrible at this. Then I believe the last mode... Oh, that option is just restart. And hey, yeah, here we're kind of also... If you want to check out this game for yourself, I will also show off for you what the different menu options do. So that's continue, that's restart, this is exit. And then the main RPG mode had... you could retry, you could skip to the next puzzle, or you could give up. This, I believe, is endless mode. Let's go all the way up to level 4. Yeah, so so every Puyo Puyo game has this feature where you just, go endless mode and just clear Puyos over and over again. This one has a couple unique features. You've got a longer preview window for starters. I think this might actually be alright for us. I think we just need a green to explode those. Come on! Give me green! Three, 4... I wish it had the counter system from Puyo Puyo 2, where you could, Actually, I think it does, actually. That was just a big wave that we fended off there. So yeah, basically you can counter the incoming garbage by making your own combos and chains. So if you're not chaining constantly, you're just gonna... just get garbage forever. Also, I like the rainbow border here. So yeah, it's got kind of a robust, somewhat more robust endless mode than your standard Puyo Puyo game. I think this is an options menu. Oh yeah, this is the puzzle editor. Sadly, this is the main reason I would love this game to get an English translation, because yeah, this is the one aspect of the game that is basically unusable unless you read Japanese. I guess you could trial and error your way through it, but I have not taken the time to do that yet. It would take some effort. Like, yeah, I don't know what this does. We can paint Puyos in there, and you can manually set what blocks it gives you. But yeah, I have no idea how to use this shit. It seems like it could be really fun, but yeah, alas, we'll have to wait for an English translation for that one. And this is our options menu. Which, conveniently enough, you would think that would be the one other thing that would be super complicated and you wouldn't be able to mess with in Japanese. But yeah, options menu is in English for some reason. And there aren't that many options anyways. Okay. So that's Super Nazo Puyo, and we will just briefly touch on Super Nazo Puyo Tsuu. So for starters, this one actually takes away the aural half of the game. This is actually just straight up starring Rulu, this one. They've also improved the graphics. I love the graphics and music in this game. This is one of my favorite, just aesthetically, this is one of my favorite Super Nintendo games, period. I just love the look and sound of this one. They've expanded on the RPG mode quite a bit. So even though you don't have the two storylines, the RPG mode has a bit more going on in it. It's a bit more like it's structured a bit more like an actual RPG with a story and whatnot, as opposed to just moving from one area to the next and fighting all the dudes in each area. I believe an English translation was underway for this game at some point. They showed some screenshots showing how they were able to replace the text, but it got abandoned at some point. Apparently the dimensions of this font are really tricky to render in English. I guess curry seems to be a recurring feature of the Nazo Puyo games. There was a bunch of curry on the title screen and in game over screens in the first game. And yeah, now we can see Minotauros there, scarfing down some curry as well. Also, Rulu has a butler, apparently. He is not a standard Puyo character. I don't even know if he appears outside of this game. Can I advance through this? I'm afraid if I hit... It's advancing pretty quickly, and I'm afraid if I hit the button, it'll skip all of it. Yeah, see, we wouldn't have wanted to miss this. Yeah, I've always really liked the character and monster designs in Puyo Puyo. It's one of those game series, just like Parodius, where just something about the overall aesthetic of it has always just really stuck with me. Like, if it wasn't Parodius artwork and characters all over my YouTube and Twitch channels everywhere, it would have been Puyo Puyo stuff. Sure, I'll check this out. Adding OCR and translation button to allow playing games from any language. That would be insane. Okay, so this is a proposal for a RetroArch feature. That would be amazing, but it sounds impossible. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that one. That would be amazing. Even if they could just machine translate it, just to render it into something approximating English. Oh. Oh wow, it's actually... Oh shit, they actually got it to work? Okay, so it just like checks the image for Japanese characters and just translates them on the fly then? That would be amazing! How well are they doing in terms of Patreon? They got $1,000 a month to do this. Oh, this is just the RetroArch devs in general. Still though, that is amazing. I can't wait for them to... Shit, I might be able to play this game in proper English. Like, do a proper run and read the story and everything. If that happens, I totally would. I've never actually finished either of the Nazo Puyo games, but I made it fairly deep into them, and it's not the language barrier that was preventing me from finishing them. They're just long games with a lot of difficult puzzles by the time you get to about the midway point. So the thing about Super Nazo Puyo 2, it's got a bunch of stuff that I really like about it. Mainly just the improved visuals and whatnot. It definitely is kind of like a sequel in the vein of you know, Japanese Mario Brothers 2, where it's like they kind of start out assuming that you've played through the previous game and are well acquainted with the mechanics of Nazo Puyo. Like, there's no simple little tutorial puzzles here where you just drop the block down and just make a basic 4 clear. These early puzzles are simple, but yeah, there's a lot more flash, a lot more going on in general, just visually, with the puzzles in this game. Also, apparently something's being censored in these text boxes. I'm pretty sure that Squiggle is not a Japanese character. So here we want a 2-chain. That's probably going to be easy to set up. Oh, fuck. I'm getting stuck already on the second enemy. What do we do here? Oh, you know what? No. So that red one is going to pop on its own. Question is, what do we do about that? Oh, it has to be exactly a 2-chain, so a 3-chain won't do it. Oh, this is amazing. Fuck me. So what do we do here? So that clears that, that clears that. I think I got it. This is actually super simple. You just drop it down straight, and then, yeah, that clear block that we don't clear out is, elevated to be able to chain. I have played Puzzle Quest, and I hated it. Can't fucking stand Puzzle Quest. Just the randomness of it, and the way that, the best way to get chains and to do well at that game is to just randomly get lucky from shit popping down, like just falling down from above the top of the screen and clearing stuff out for free. That would be the way I'd lose that game all the time, is I'd play optimally. I would play keeping in mind the things that might fall from the top, and then the AI doesn't give a shit. They're not that clever. They just make stupid moves all day and just kill me because they get super lucky with random bullshit falling in their favor from the top of the screen. I hate Puzzle Quest. I like the idea of it, it's just that one problem where most of your gains in that game, or most of the secret to doing well at that game is to just get lucky with the drops from the top of the screen. And you can manage it. You can play cleverly and strategically, and that's the thing that frustrates me about it. There's a lot of thought that you can put into your moves and stuff, just as far as what colors do I clear to gain what types of mana, and when do I use my skills, and how do I use them in the right way, and that kind of stuff. There's a lot of depth, strategically, in the thought processes that can go into your moves in that game. It's just then the AI makes a random retarded match and crushes you because a bunch of bullshit fell from the top of the screen. So even in as much as you can do to optimize your chances of victory, it can all just get wiped out by a streak of bad luck, which I despise. Also, it's a bit of a grindathon too. Like, if the enemies are stronger than you, then you just gotta go grind and get better spells. Or get better skills, or whatever. So this one seems kind of obvious. Oh, it's in the shape of like a little man, and he's like this. That's cute. I'm not sure, but when you make a clear, I think she says elegant, irrigant. That's what it sounds like. Oh, we need a 3-chain here. That should do it. Well, we don't have a lot of options here. I didn't even mean to do that. I thought it was going to fall down one to the right, but we still cleared it. One added feature here that I actually appreciate is the stars alongside the portrait to let you know how many... Shit. Oh, we get to keep going, apparently. Cool. So yeah, some puzzles will give you like a fixed, like the first few drops will be fixed, and then you'll just have infinite random drops after that, which usually means you've failed the puzzle by then, but sometimes they give you kind of a chance to make a comeback. The sprites are also well animated too. They all have like all these different poses as well. Even the guys who you just encounter once, you just like fight them and you're done. They still have all their little animations during the scene. We've got an overworld here as well, which also has amazing music and looks awesome. I think we're supposed to go to that town next, but let's go exploring instead. So you can see how this is a lot more... Yeah, they've expanded on the RPG aspects of this game a lot further from the first game. It actually makes this one a little bit more difficult to play than the original, though, if you don't speak Japanese, just because even though it seems more open, you still have to do things in a linear order. So like they'll let me visit all these other locations, but I can't do anything at any of these places other than the one that I'm supposed to go to. So that's kind of lame, but it's presented to you in kind of a natural order, and there's only so many places to go anyway, so it's not a big deal. You're not going to get lost in this game. Ah, this music right here. This is the best town music in any video game ever. No, maybe next to Terranigma? I don't know, Terranigma's town music was more, like, emotional. Like, I would shed a tear listening to the town music in Terranigma, whereas this is just, like, a lot more relaxed and, you know, townish. It depends on what you mean by super shitty. Like, I think the English script for Final Fantasy VI is actually really good. Like, it reads very nicely. It's a solid story as written. There's no bits of, like, Englishy dialogue or anything. Now, in terms of accuracy, I could not say. So if they changed a bunch of stuff and made it, yeah, completely different or misunderstood some aspects of the original language, I couldn't say. But in terms of... Like, that's the thing, is a mistranslation... You don't really notice a mistranslation in a script unless you're in an English translation, unless you're familiar, like, intimately familiar with the original Japanese. I actually don't care too much about mistranslations and stuff as long as the completed product is coherent. Like, Final Fantasy VII had a shitty translation that actually is barely coherent in the first place. There's a lot of lines that just don't make sense in that game. There's actually an excellent YouTube series right now by Tim Rogers. I think he has some dumb Tim Rogers-y name for it. I think he calls it Let's Mosey, where he just goes through in detail, almost line by line, side-by-side comparison of the English translation of Final Fantasy VII with the Japanese original. I have no idea what the solution is here. Something like this? Okay, let's actually think about this. So the blue ones are gonna pop, and the red ones are gonna pop. What if we do it like this? I think if we stick it in here... Nope. What am I doing? Okay, let's actually think about this. Oh, you know what? I think this is way simpler than I'm making it out to be. Yeah, we just put these on top of here, the whole thing explodes, and then we drop the blues onto the other blues. It's one of those, like, mental roadblocks that you need to get over, that you can chain a color into the same color. I agree. Although, with that said, I think the ideal would be to have an accurate translation. I'm just saying, like, I don't go out of my way to inspect English translations and make absolutely sure that they're all correct or whatever. Like, if the finished product that we get in English is good enough, or reads cleanly and all that good stuff. Oh, I've actually got to place these guys to set up a chain. That should be easy enough. Oh, fuck, this is actually hard. Oh, you know what we gotta do? Yeah, we gotta put it here, and then we gotta... This is the kind of tricky shit I was talking about. Fuck. I think we game over. We game over. Okay, I think what you need to do here, and it sucks that they didn't really give you a tutorial for... or a tutorial-style puzzle for this. This is the kind of finicky stuff that I'm talking about that I don't like about this game. We've got to... I believe we've got to rotate it over top of the one on the left. I'll show what I mean in a second. And it's tough to keep track of it because it's on, like, above the top of the screen. So we put this guy here. There we go. That should do it. So we had to manipulate rotation physics to get over top of that one at the top of the screen. Yeah, sure enough, that was the solution. Anyways, what I really hate about English translations is when they miss out on nuance. Then yeah, that really makes me angry. Or when the localizers just decide that they don't care enough about the story or the characters or anything to render an accurate translation. Like, a good example of that was, what was there was one of the Fire Emblem games where there was a big controversy online about how they changed or mistranslated a bunch of stuff for the English release, where they basically ripped out like a lot of backstory and sort of personal character moments and just replaced them with shitty meme jokes. Oh, apparently no one's home. Oh, we got the birds up above. That's how you know you're in a high-quality JRPG-style town, is when you got the white birds flying up above. I think we'll clear out this town and then move on to the next game. Oh god, what do we do here? Well, it says clear everything, so I think we just throw these purples down and hope for the best. Nope. Ah, fuck, we actually have to think about it. Okay, so we need something to... Actually, okay, this was pretty close. I think we just go badonk, a donk. That's even worse. Shit. Okay, the second move is definitely clear the purples. Or is it? Or is this some more ridiculous bullshit where, yeah, we've got to put the red on top of the blues? Oh, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't like those kinds of puzzles. I mean, I know it's a basic part of the game and you kind of have to learn to do it eventually, but still... Well, it's like I said, this is kind of, you know, this is meant to be a sequel to Nazo Puyo, so they start you with the hard puzzle, or not with hard puzzles, but it starts at a higher level of difficulty than the first game, for sure. So we need a 3-chain here. This should be pretty easy to set up. This is actually kind of educational Puyo-Puyoing right here, because that kind of T formation there is kind of your standard Puyo-Puyo chaining formation. Oh god, we need a 3-chain out of this? I don't even know. Okay, so that's just going to fall down like it is. Or in fact, it's all just going to compress together as is, because the diagonals, so it's going to mash together like that. You know, let's just do this to see how it... Okay. So with that, I think we want to... Yeah, we need to set it up so that those yellows over here. So I think it's something like this. Not even close. You can tell how I kind of just use my gut to just kind of intuit what an elegant solution might be, just because I'm not smart enough to work out the way the blocks are all going to drop in my head. The main thing is that we need to... Okay, this is actually where counting Puyos helps. So we got 8 yellows and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 reds. I think just like hamburger it? Shit. Like, yeah, you definitely put it in between. Question is where precisely. Like, center would be the most elegant and obvious solution. That was actually really close. Let's try a different one. You know, maybe I should move on from here. You guys probably get the gist of this one by now. This can't be that easy, right? Nope, it is precisely that easy. This is actually a fun game. I forgot how much I enjoyed Super Nazo Puyo. Yeah, the puzzle difficulty in this one seems really uneven, though. Like, yeah, these puzzles here were super easy. And yet the ones from the previous guy require ridiculous tricks where you gotta, like, rotate the blocks up above the top of the screen. Ah, Skeleton T. If I were to have, like, an online avatar and I couldn't choose Sexy Parodius Pentaro, I would totally go with my man Skeleton T right here. 4 chains? Seriously? Okay, so the blues... I think I've actually got this. We just stick this in here, the reds will explode and drop the blues, which will drop the purples, which will drop the yellows. That actually wasn't as hard as it looked. So we need to clear... Is that 15 at once, or 15 total? Like, there's no other way we do this, right? I guess we just see how it... Yeah, sure. I don't know why they bother wasting your time with these kinds of puzzles. Here it looks like we need a 2 chain, which should be pretty easy to set up. Yeah, these puzzles are so much easier than that one guy, than the first guy that you meet when you walk into this room. Hell, if I could have seen into the future and realized that I would eventually become, like, you know, as I am right now, a skeleton man sipping green tea on Twitch here, I totally would have. If I had known that this was my future, I totally would have chosen Skeleton T as my online avatar way back in the day. Okay, I said we were going to move on to the next game, but I want to get my revenge against this fucker. See, that oh ho 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 is what pushes her over the top, I think. I've always liked Rulu better than Arl, just as a protagonist. Or I guess she would be more of an anti-hero here. Oh, this is a completely different one than from the one they gave us before. Are they taking pity on us? Did they This is so much easier than the other one, too. What the hell is this? Did they, what, give me the wrong puzzle by accident before? Oh, I messed up. This is harder than I thought. Okay, so we actually got to do something here. Got to set it up so that the reds all explode, because yeah, right now they're not going to explode. I actually don't see any way to make this work. We can only support one end here. Damn it, this ended up being a hard one after all. So, yeah, I think we gotta slip it in. I think like this. No! So is that gonna be any better if we do it over here? It might actually be because it's not symmetrical at the top. No! That's fine. We'll just... There's only so many places it can go, you know? We'll just try all of them until Rulu gets too angry at us. This right here. This is it right here. Never mind. That was stupid. Where the fuck else do we put it? I'm running out of places to put this thing. It's clearly not on the far left or the far right. We tried both of the center positions. What if... Yeah, you take the middle way. See, the correct way to go. It's not the far left, not the far right, not even on the wings. You go straight down the middle is what you do. I didn't even see the solution there. I just kind of guessed, oh yeah, I guess we could just put it into one column. I swear you have to be some kind of mad genius to actually, like, work out in your head all of the solutions to the puzzles in this game. It's just too much to keep track of for me. Oh, we actually don't fight her. We just have very, very long conversations. There he is! Oh yeah, we got an inventory, by the way, which is another way that they've kind of expanded on the RPG features here. Yeah, we got a world map, we got an inventory. I think, with that said, the items don't really do much. Like, I think... Oh yeah, I guess we can save. We can save. So as far as I know, the only items I've ever found are these little horns, seeds, whatever. Oh, I think they recover your health between stages, but that's kind of useless because you have unlimited retries or unlimited game overs. So how are we gonna end up fighting him here? Oh, apparently just like that. Oh, we got a boss fight. Ooh-wee. Oh, we need to make a 3... Ooh, okay, so we need to make a 3 chain with only 2 colors. Doesn't seem like it should be too hard. So we get 2 yellows at the bottom. We go like this. Like this. No. Shoot. Oh, even that doesn't do it. Okay, so yeah, even just exploding those yellows won't give us our green chain. Maybe we want... I think we want to set up something above, maybe? So yeah, we got exactly 8 yellows, so we need to do 4 yellows, then 4 greens, then 4 yellows. How do I even set up the greens to make this work? Okay, we go like that, down to the ditch. Or maybe we go yellow into yellow somehow. We go yellow into green. Is there a way we can make that work? Can I drop a yellow onto a yellow? Oh, you know what? I think I got it. Yeah, that's exactly what you do. Or no, that's not what you do. You do it like this. Yeah, you gotta manipulate the garbage blocks. So yeah, you do it like this. That drops it down by 1 to pop the greens, then there. Just like that. You're kind of, if you play the Puyo Puyo games, just the mainline games, your Puyo Puyo sense for how to construct, you know, your standard chaining formations can actually work against you in this game, because they expect you to be able to work out just like some weird leaps of logic regarding how to use garbage blocks to set up chains and stuff. Stuff that you would never do in a standard Puyo Puyo match. We need a 4 chain here. This actually looks simple enough. This is actually one of those practical puzzles here. This is also another good, just standard setup that you can use to solve Puyo Puyo puzzles, is where you make a big Puyo Puyo burger. Just like that. Yeah, with just layers of colored blocks that match up symmetrically at either end. So okay, we got basically 3 or 4 moves to set this up, and we need 5. We need 5 here. Looks like it should be easy. Oh no, we don't have a purple to kick this off, so we gotta explode some blues to get this whole thing kicked off. Okay, I think it's like this. I think that'll do it. And again, this is another one of those kind of handy standard setups for doing chains in Puyo Puyo. So if you suck at Puyo Puyo and you're looking to kind of learn how to play, I don't know, this game can help you a little bit. Just as far as getting you familiarized with some of the basic setups for chains. Oh, he went away. I knew this would happen. I've got like a list of 10 games I want to work through here, and we're gonna spend like an hour on each one. Oh, this music right here is so good too. And actually, I guess if any of you guys ever hang out before the streams, yeah, a lot of the music from this game is stuff that I have on my pre-stream playlist. I might actually come back to this one someday. I really like Nazo Puyo 2. So yeah, we're gonna save it there, and then we're gonna move on to the next big thing. So yeah, Nazo Puyo was something that, yeah, I kind of discovered back when I was getting into the Puyo Puyo series, which I was a big fan of back in those days.